Te Radhanath Swaminiti Namini Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini Umajnanattimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandegam Sri Guru Shri Uttapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sakagana Raghunadanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaidam Savadutam Parijana Sagitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sakagana Lalita Sri Visakanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpade Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarabhyascha Kripa Sindhubhye Vachapatitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Isvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraham Anadi Radhi Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam Hare Krishna. By Lord Sri Krishna's causeless mercy, we have successfully finished 36 slokas in the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Dhyana Yoga. So, Arjuna is again going to ask questions because in the entire Bhagavad Gita is only because of question answer session between Arjuna and Krishna, but it was happening in the middle of the battlefield. It was not in a classroom setting where in a very relaxed environment Arjuna was able to hear what Krishna says and ask questions. Because here Arjuna was in the middle of the battlefield and already it was announced, already everybody have blown their conch shells, kettle drums and everything horns and everything they blew. So indicating that, announcing that the war is starting. So at that point of time, Arjuna is asking Krishna all this knowledge. This Bhagavad Gita was done. For us, we are very fortunate compared to Arjuna. We are very, very fortunate that we are able to study Bhagavad Gita in a relaxed setting at our home. So we don't have to struggle. We are not in the middle of the battlefield. But the reality is that we are like Arjuna only. It is nothing here in the relaxed setting. Even sitting at home, because in this entire material world itself is a battlefield. We need to understand. Because if we are not connected with Krishna, if you are not chanting Hare Krishna mantra, or if you are not connected with Krishna, if you don't know the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, so that means we are drowning inside this material ocean. So Krishna is comparing this material world as samsara sagarat. Samsara sagarat means the ocean. It's a great ocean of material miseries. This material world is the ocean of material miseries, ocean of miseries. So here everything is problem only. There is no goodness in this material world other than Krishna only. Everything in this material world, because everything which is made up of matter, which is we are going to struggle, we are going to suffer. The Atma, the soul is suffering, struggling inside this material body. So that is the only permanent thing what we have. The only permanent thing in this material world is suffering. Suffering is the only permanent thing. So we need to come out of this suffering and struggle. So that way we need to realize and understand that we are also like Arjuna. We are in the middle of this battlefield. We are fighting with Maya every day, every action, every time. The three modes of material nature are controlling us, are forcing us, and doing everything. So we are not free. So we cannot say that we are free. We are enjoying. We are celebrating Independence Day. We are celebrating, but in reality we are not independent. We are always dependent. We need to realize that we should depend on Krishna. Then only we can become independent. So if we depend on Krishna, then only the real independence comes. We will be able to celebrate. But if we depend on this material world, material modes of material sense objects, if we depend on everything in this material world, so then we are not going to get freed from this material world at all. So we need to realize that, we need to understand that we should depend on Krishna for everything. For everything, we should completely, fully depend on Krishna. So then we will get our real independence. Then we will be able to celebrate. So the day we forget everything in this material world, the day we are able to fully focus on Krishna, so then we are independent. That day is Independence Day in our life. So that is the day to celebrate for us. So not like in this material world, because we need to understand we are all struggling. There is no doubt about it. And the important point is that we are suffering. And Janma Mrityu Jara Dukkai. Janma Mrityu Jara Dukkai. Janma Mrityu, then Jara Dukkai, the Jara Vyadi. So these things, we need to understand it. So Krishna is repeating in 2 times in Bhagavad Gita. In one place, Krishna is saying that Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi. In another place, Janma Mrityu Jara Dukkai. So when we will be able to free ourselves from this Janma Mrityu Jara Dukkaihi? Gunan Etan Atit. So Trayim. So Gunan in the 14th chapter, Krishna is teaching us that. So when we are able to free ourselves from these 3 modes of material nature, so at that point of time, only we can free ourselves from this Janma Mrityu Jara Dukkaihi. That's what Krishna is teaching us. Gunan Etan Atitya Trim. Yeah. Gunan Etan Atitya Trim. Dehi Dega Samudbhavan. Janma Mrityu Jara Dukkaihi. Vimukto Amritam Asnude. So Vimukto Amritam Asnude. So we will be freed from Janma Mrityu Jara Dukkaihi only when we are able to free ourselves from the 3 modes of material nature. Trin Gunan. Gunan Etan Atitya Trin. Gunan Etan Atitya Trin means one who is able to free from the 3 modes of material nature, then only we'll be able to free ourselves from this material, this birth, old age, disease and death and everything. Janma Mrityu Jara Dukkaihi. So that is the way we need to understand that we are not free, we are not safe, there is nothing like safety in this material world. We are not safe at all. We are safe only in the hands of Krishna. We are safe only when we study and understand Bhagavad Gita and follow Bhagavad Gita and practice Krishna consciousness and focus on serving Krishna, then only we will be safe. Otherwise, in this material world, we will be everywhere it's danger. Everywhere it is problem. Each and every step there is danger in this material world. We don't know what's going to happen, when it's going to happen, how it's going to happen, nothing, everything. Our future itself, we cannot tell anything. We can't say anything. No one would have thought like few months ago that this entire world will be shutting down because of this coronavirus. So now even if things are opening up, but still we have to follow a lot of, we have to restrain a lot of things. We have to follow safe distancing rules and we have to wear face masks. We have to do a lot of things. So nobody thought such thing will happen in this world, but it happened. So like that, in this material world, no one can predict our future. Nothing. Only Krishna knows. Only Krishna knows. So we should only approach Krishna to know about our future. Vedagam samatitani vartamanani charjuna bhavisyani cha bhutani mam tu veda na kascha. So I know the past, present and future. Vedagam samatitani vartamanani charjuna bhavisyani cha bhutani. So bhavisyani cha bhutani. Krishna also knows our future. Krishna knows our past, present and future. So we should approach Krishna. Then by Krishna's mercy, we will be able to free ourselves from this material body. So that's why this science of Bhagavad Gita is very, very important for us. Because only with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, we will be able to go to Krishna. If you don't have faith on Bhagavad Gita, if you don't have the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, then we cannot go to Krishna. Mam aprapeva. Mam aprapeva means one cannot come to me. Mam aprapeva kaunte. Tado yanti adamam gati. So that adamam gati means they will reach to the most condemned destination. Mama prapeva kaunteya. So mrityu samsara sagarat. So again this samsara sagarat. Earlier I said that samsara sagarat. So asraddadana purushaga dharmasyasya parantapa aprapya mam kaunteya mrityu samsara sagarat. So we will again come back to this material world where the death is certain. That's why mrityu samsara sagarat. So in the 9th chapter, sloka number 3, Krishna is saying like that. So that way we need to understand all these things. In order to go to Krishna, we need to understand this Bhagavad Gita only. So we need to have faith on this Bhagavad Gita. So then we can go to Krishna. So that's why it's very, very important science for us. So Mrityu Samsara Vartmani. Yeah, it's not Mrityu Samsara, sorry. Aprapya Mam Nivartante, Mrityu Samsara Vartmani. In some place, Krishna is Samsara Sagara. Etu Sarvani Karmani, Mai Sanyasa Matparaga, Ananyaneva Yogena, Mam Dhyayanta Upasade, Tesam Aham Samudarta, Mrityu Samsara Sagara. So there in that shloka, Krishna is using the word Samsara Sagara. Here Mrityu Samsara Vartmani. Still in the both places, Krishna is using the word Mrityu Samsara. So Tesam Aham Samudarta Mrityu Samsara Sagara. Here Krishna is saying that Aprapya Mameva, Aprapya Mam Nivartante, Aprapya Mam Nivartante, Mrityu Samsara Vatmani. Nivartante means will come back to this material world where death is certain. That's what Mrityu Samsara. So we need to go to the place where there should not be any more death. That is the main thing. So we are not the body, we are the soul. The soul should go to a place. The soul, so that place is only Krishna's abode. So we should go to Krishna's abode where there is no more death. So if we come back to this material world, then there is again death. That's why Krishna is using the word Mrityu. Mrityu means death. Janma Mrityu. Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi. Janma is birth, Mrityu is death. So if we take Janma, if we take birth in this material world, then Mrityu, death is certain. So Jatasya ki dhruvo Mrityu. Jatasya ki dhruvo Mrityu means when we take birth in this material world, then death is certain. Jatasya ki dhruvo Mrityu. So dhruvam janma mrittasya. So similarly, if we take birth again, if we die again, we are going to take birth. But we should make sure to take birth in Krishna's abode. So that's what is very important. We should go. We should attain Krishna. So in Bhagavad Gita, in many slokas, Krishna is teaching us about how to reach him, how to focus our mind on Krishna, how to reach him. Everything Krishna is very, very clearly teaching us. So we need to understand all these slokas very clearly. Then it is possible. So when Krishna taught Arjuna about how to control the mind, so at that point of time, Arjuna was telling Krishna that it's very difficult for him to control the mind because the mind is restless, turbulent, obstinate, and very strong. So because of that, Arjuna was telling Krishna that I can't control my mind. Because Chanchalam ki mana Krishna pramari balavadridam tasyagam nigraham manye vayoriva suduskam. So the mind is restless, turbulent, obstinate, and very strong. So then Krishna agreed. Krishna agreed with Arjuna that there is no doubt that it is difficult to curb the restless mind. Asamsaya mahabhago manodur nigraham chalam. So asamsayam, there is no doubt. There is no doubt it is very difficult to control the restless mind. But Krishna also told Arjuna that abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihyate. We studied about that already. So if you do practice, if you do practice very nicely with detachment, so then it is possible to control the mind. That is the only way to control the mind. So by regular practice, by constant practice with detachment. So we need to make our lifestyle such a way that it should be possible for us to do this practice. That's what is very, very important. We should not make our life very, very complicated. In this material world, if we are attached to too much of material sense objects, then it's very difficult to find time to practice controlling our mind. We should be able to find time every day to control our mind. We should be able to practice controlling our mind. It's very, very important. So because Krishna is teaching us very clearly that abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihyate. Only by constant practice with detachment, it is possible to control the mind. Then we studied in the next sloka, in the sloka number 36, we studied Krishna told that asamyatatmano yogo. Asamyatatmana yogo dusprapa iti me matihi vasyatmanatu yatata sakyo vaptum upayatha. Asamyatatmana yogo. So without controlling the mind. Samya means controlling. Asamya means without control. Samsayam. See, samsayam means doubt. Asamsayam means no doubt. Samya means controlling. Asamya means not controlling. So asamyatat mana yogo. So without controlling the mind, yoga is very difficult. Yoga dusprapa iti me badgi. So it's not possible to achieve the status of yoga. So we cannot achieve the status of equanimity where we are not disturbed by the results. So that's why Krishna is there. Vasyatmanatu yatata Sakyo Vaptu Upayatakam. So one should control the mind. That's what is very important. So we already Krishna taught us how to control it. But now Arjuna is asking a very good question. It's continuing in the next 3 slokas. Arjuna is going to talk. So in the sloka number 37, Arjuna is asking a question. Arjuna Vacham. So up to 30, 37, 38, 39. These 3 slokas together. Normally Arjuna asks question in only one sloka. Sometimes 2 slokas, like in the 30, sloka number 33 and 34, the 2 slokas Arjuna spoke. Similarly, in the 3rd chapter, 1st and 2nd slokas Arjuna spoke. So sometimes 2 slokas, most of the time only 1 sloka. In 1 sloka, Arjuna will ask all the questions. So now, here 3 slokas he is going to talk. So, of course, in the 11th chapter, Arjuna talks more slokas in the universal form. When Vishwarupa, when Arjuna is seeing Krishna's universal form and he's explaining how his universal form looks. So at that time, Arjuna talks in more slokas. But here, in this sloka number 37, Arjuna is saying that Arjuna uvacha ayatigi Sraddhayopeto yoga chalitamanasaga aprapya yoga samsiddhim kam gati Krishna gacchati. So Arjuna is asking a question, is that a person who tried to control the mind, but he is not successful, because Arjuna himself told that he cannot control the mind. But since Krishna is asking, Krishna is also agreeing that it is difficult to control the mind. So now, okay, we try to control the mind. We know that it's very difficult to control the mind. It's very, very difficult. Because Krishna himself agreed to Arjuna. Undoubtedly, it's difficult to control the restless mind. Asamsayam mahabahu manodurnigraham chalam. So if that is the case, a person who couldn't control the mind, who tried controlling but couldn't control. So that means who attempted to control the mind. Ayattihi means he got unsuccessful. Because Chalita Manasaga means he deviated in between. One makes an attempt. So when we make an attempt, in the first attempt itself, we may not be very successful. Then in between, several things can happen, many things can happen, and we may deviate also. But one important thing we need to understand, once we approach Krishna, once we believe in Krishna, once we started serving Krishna, praying to Krishna, so then Krishna is not going to leave us that easy. Even though we may deviate, even though it is possible that we may get distracted, but Krishna is never going to leave us. In fact, Krishna is always trying to help every one of us. But for those devotees who are trying to serve Krishna, but in between they couldn't continue, but Krishna is going to give us unlimited opportunity. That's what Krishna is giving to all of us. We are able to study Bhagavad Gita. This is an opportunity to serve Krishna. Right now we are studying and understanding Bhagavad Gita means we are serving Krishna. We are pleasing Krishna. Serving Krishna means pleasing Krishna. So Krishna is very pleased. Krishna is very happy that we are studying Bhagavad Gita. We are understanding Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is very, very happy with this setup. So that way we are pleasing Krishna. So that's why here Arjuna is saying that Ayattigi, one who is Sraddhayo Upeto. So Sraddhaya means with faith. A person who attempted to control the mind with faith. That's what Sraddhaya Upeta. Sraddhaya Upeta means who attempted, who tried very sincerely with faith, who tried to control the mind. But he couldn't, because he got deviated. Chalita Manasam. Aprapya Yoga Samsiddhi. So, Aprapya Yoga Samsiddhi means he didn't achieve the perfection in the yoga, perfection in controlling the mind. So, once we control the mind, that means we achieved the yoga. That's what Asamyatat Mano Yoga. So, without controlling the mind, yoga is not possible. So, by controlling the mind, yoga is possible. That means we won't be disturbed by anything in this material world. That means we are freed from the dualities in this material world. So, that's why Arjuna is asking the question here that one who attempted, Sraddhayo Upeto, one who tried to control the mind with faith, but he couldn't. But he is unsuccessful. He is not successful. And he got deviated in between. And he didn't achieve perfection in controlling the mind. Aprapya Yoga Samsiddhi. Kam gatim Krishna gachati. Oh Krishna, what is his destination? Where does he go? Kam gatim Krishna gachati. What happens to him? What happens to him, a devotee of you, who sincerely try to control the mind, having faith, but due to this Maya, very powerful and very strong, and he couldn't continue, he got deviated in between. So what's going to happen to him? So it's a very important question, because there are three types of persons. One is a devotee who completely controls the mind, who focuses on Krishna, not getting deviated, all the time chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and doing everything for Krishna, and always connected with Krishna. So there is no problem. That person is directly going to Krishna. There is no problem. And a person who doesn't care about Krishna, who has no faith on Krishna, who doesn't do anything, a demon and all, that person also will go to hell. He will suffer atogati, atogati. So he will struggle in this material world forever. For a person who are not devotees of Krishna. But for person, then this is a third category. So a person who believes in Krishna, who tries controlling the mind, but because of it's so difficult to control the mind, like Arjuna himself told Krishna that it's very difficult to control the mind. So he's not able to completely control the mind before dying, before leaves the body. So before we leave the body, if our mind is not completely under control, because once we are controlled, we are going to go to Krishna. Once the mind is fully controlled, we are going to go to Krishna. And a person who is not at all attempting to control the mind, that person is going to come back here for sure. There is no doubt. Come back here means come back to the material world and suffer forever. It's very difficult. There is no hope. There is no hope for such persons. We can't help. Even Krishna cannot help. But for those who are sincere, who attempt to control the mind, and for such a person who couldn't finish it before dying, so before leaving this body, who couldn't control it completely, so what is going to happen to him? That's the question Arjuna is asking him. Kam gatim Krishna gachat. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, we finished this sloka number 37 in the 6th chapter. And as I just mentioned, Krishna is teaching, Arjuna is asking 3 slokas the questions. So Arjuna will continue. In the next sloka also Arjuna will continue, like 38 and 39. So these are all very important questions actually, very important, very important for us. We have to be extremely thankful to Arjuna, because Arjuna is asking such nice questions. We are getting answer for all these things. Every sloka, every question Arjuna asks, it is so much of science, so much of knowledge. Starting from the 2nd chapter itself. Sthita prajnasya ka bhasha samadhistasya kesava sthitadi kim prabhasheta kim masita vrajeta kim. What are the symptoms of a self-realized person? How does he sit? How does he walk? What is his language? How does he speak? Atakena prayuktoyam papam charati purusha abhichanna anichanapi varshaya baladiva niyojita. By what one is simple to do sinful activities unwillingly, as if engaged by force. So like that, every question asked by Arjuna is so much of importance. It has so much like such scientific question, very important for us. So let's continue what Arjuna is going to say from tomorrow. Hare Krishna. I'll stop now. We'll discuss if any questions are there. Hare Krishna.